Hey, what's up? My name is Chris, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the ED. That was a one-time thing, and the doctor said it's normal. Not that kind of ED, though. We're talking about the ED that comes at the end of a word. In this video, we're going to talk about determining the right pronunciation, possible combinations, exceptions, and we'll do a quiz at the end. The first and probably most familiar category of these three different ways to pronounce this sound is the t and d ending. Basically, whenever you have the t or d sound at the end of a word, we are going to add an id sound to it. A really short, quiet id sound. So wait becomes weighted. Code becomes coded. Rot becomes rotted. And compete becomes competed. Notice how I said the t and d sounds and not the t and d letters, because there are plenty of situations in English where we have a silent e at the end, like in code. Usually my students don't really have problems with that first category. They just add id to everything. The second category is where things start to get a little interesting, though. The second category talks about unvoiced endings. Unvoiced basically just means that there is no vibration for the final sound of the root verb. So let's consider this word walk. What's the last sound in that word? Did you say k? Here, you're close, but it sounds like you added an sound to that. Here, what is the sound by itself without that sound? You're right, it's k. Here, if you touch your throat and make that same k sound, you don't feel any vibration there. When I'm speaking right now, I can feel how my throat is vibrating. So since I can't feel any vibration, I know that this is an unvoiced sound. Here, when we have this situation, we add the t sound to the end of that word. So walk becomes walked. Here, if you want to get really good at pronouncing this word, really focus on those last two sounds and making sure that there is no middle vowel sound. I hear a lot of my students trying to say things like walk it, and there's that little I sound there that we want to get rid of. So here, say this sound for me. K, t. Put them right next to each other. K, t. Here, we want to be able to say these two sounds quickly right next to each other. Here, give that a try. Walked. Walked. Here, let's try a few other combinations. Here, I want you to repeat after me. Napped. Leaked. Blessed. Laughed. Sht. Washed. Cht. Watched. Excellent job. Now that we understand those unvoiced endings, it's time to talk about that third category, the voiced endings. And as I'm sure you can guess, voiced means that there is vibration when you say this sound. So for example, if we talk about the word plan, here we are going to add the d sound to that. We're going to go directly from that n sound to the d sound. Planned. Planned. Here, let's take a look at those last two words here. We've got planned and plant. Here, listen to me saying those again. What's the difference between them? Planned, plant, planned, plant. You notice that a lot of native English speakers don't release their final T's. They won't say plant a lot of the time. You'll hear us just kind of stop the air. Plant, plant. So what's the difference? Planned, plant, planned, plant. Here you'll notice that this one with the voiced ending has a longer duration. Planned, planned, versus plant, plant. And it's totally okay for you to release that T if you need to for this word, plant, eggplant. But you'll notice that this one is consistently shorter than this one. If you ever get people misunderstanding your voiced endings, maybe it's because you're making your syllables too short. For these voiced endings, we gotta make the syllable a little longer. Let's take a look at all of the possible voiced endings. First, we've got the B sound. Bd. Robbed. G. Gd. Bragged. Md. Seemed. Nd. Rained. Old. Peeled. Erred. Feared. Notice how we're keeping these syllables long. Vd. Saved. Zd. Amazed. We've got a few more. Jd. Waged. Thd. Bathed. Nged. Wronged. Aid. Played. Owed. Road. Oid. Destroyed. Here, notice how we've got these last three words, and the base verb ends with a consonant. It ends with, like, play ends in the letter Y, row ends in the letter W, and destroy ends in the letter Y again. Here, those are consonants, but in this case, they make vowel sounds. Again, we are focusing on the sounds that are made and not so much on the spelling of English. If you focus too much on the spelling of English, it's going to totally ruin your life. So here, just pay attention to the sounds that are made. Here, this is going to be the truth for all other vowel endings. All right, so now we get to talk about the exceptions. These words are going to be a little bit different from the ones that we just talked about just because they have the pronunciation of that first category where we're adding another syllable and it sounds like a really quiet, short id sound. But here, we're not saying like naked. Here we do have a k sound here, which is unvoiced, but we're going to be pronouncing it like naked. So here, repeat after me. Beloved. Wicked. Legged. Wretched. Ragged. Naked. Rugged. And jagged. All right, so let's take a look at this quiz. I want to see how you do with determining the final ED sound for these ones. Here, we've got 4 different categories. We've got the voiced endings. We've got the unvoiced endings. We've got those special ones that we just talked about. And we've got the endings that have the t or d sound. Let's take a look at number 1. The root word is twist. So here we've got the final t sound, which means that it belongs to this t and d category. So number 1 is twisted. I feel like you probably got that one. Let's look at number 2. What's the root word for number 2? Conceive. The last sound is v. Is that voiced? Yes, I feel vibration. So here it belongs to this one, which means that we just add a d sound. Conceived. Number 3, the root word is kick. Here, this is unvoiced. There's no vibration there. Kick. So this means that we're just going to go straight to a t sound. Kicked. Here, make sure that you're not doing a sound in between that K and that T sound. Kicked. And number 4, the root word is beg. G. G. That's voiced, isn't it? G, beg. So we are adding a D sound to the end of that. This is voiced. Begged. Begged. Nice job. Number 5, crash. Shh. Here we've got an unvoiced sound. Crashed. Here I'm going straight to the end of that. Crashed. Number 6, we've got nod. Nod. D. Is that a voice sound? Wait, this is a voice sound, but we've got this category right here specifically for those t and d endings. So here, this one is pronounced nodded. Nodded. All right, number 7. Naked? Naked? Is that it? Well, the k sound is voiceless. K. But wait a minute. This is one of those exceptions. This one is naked. Naked. Let's take a look at number 8. The root word is phase. Notice how that letter S is making a Z sound here. And when we touch our throat for that Z sound, we can feel that vibration. This is a voiced sound, so we just add the D to it. Phased. Phased. Nice job. Number 9. Beloved is a voiced sound. But wait a minute. This is one of those exceptions from the last slide. Here, this is beloved. It works the same way as naked. Beloved. And finally, for number 10, we've got unleash. Shh. Shh. Here, this is a voiceless sound. So we add the t to it. Unleashed. Unleashed. So that's it. I mean, basically. There are some more tips that I can give for my more advanced students, but this video is already long enough. I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm really excited about talking about what happens to these ED endings when we're speaking quickly or when we are connecting our speech. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. So what'd you think of this video? Did you like it? If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. It's totally fine. Did I forget to mention something or did I get something wrong? Let me know in the comments. I'm just as happy to learn new things as you are. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.